This is a Headgum original.
I can't believe you're doing this.
Kyle, do you know what this is?
No. Was that the Gran Turismo?
Boom, boom, she. Welcome.
Christ.
Welcome to the shit wall.
It's like cats.
What was that song?
That's the theme song to the fucking show you host.
To the pit wall.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Do you want me to do that whole intro again? I worked kind of hard on it.
That I legitimately did not know. I even listened to a recent episode.
This is a Headgum
You probably
original.
skipped from
Go
the
again.
Headgum original
Let's go
part,
again.
so here we go. This is the theme song to the show that we all host. Mostly Casey, but yeah.
Me and Marika.
Hey, thanks. I mean, yeah, it's a banger.
Vroom, broom, boom, boom, she.
Yeah.
So it's boom, boom, she. Welcome to the shit wall. This is the Geoff 1 podcast for shit fans.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, let's plug it up top. Casey and Marika, what is the pit wall?
The pit wall is a Formula One podcast for casual fans. It's a podcast about the goings on of the world of Formula One. We talk about all of the boys and their expensive toys and how they drive them all around the world. And then we also watch movies when there's no races.
I'm your Shodcast principal, Jeffrey Donahue, and I'm joined by Marika.
You guys are married? Congrats.
It was a small wedding. Now I'm embarrassed that we didn't invite Pyle.
Yeah,
Shot?
me too,
Cast?
also.
I'm joined by Marika WEF Brownlee. That's won't ever finish. Andrew Dial-Up, as in he's old and he loves tech. And Casey Donna, who cares about Formula One?
That's a great question
Yeah.
that we ask our audience every week.
Would you say that this is similar to how the pit wall goes so far?
So far, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Sims. Oh God, look at your guys' energy.
Look at your guys' energy. You can
I
see
still don't know if
auras.
I'm in a trap right now.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out what
What
Geoff
the tone
this
of
is.
this is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the
yeah.
shit
Am I
wall.
being
Yeah.
attacked?
Or
And
Do I act a friend or an enemy?
this so far, that was all the attacks on your guys' character that I had planned, but the rest is gonna, who knows what I have in store other than me. This is the shit wall, the Geoff
Yeah,
1
you mentioned
podcast
that.
Yeah.
for shit fans.
Like fans of shit?
No, like shitty fans.
Oh.
Like
Right.
casual fans? No, these fans are pretty shitty. They
But
don't
they're-
actually watch the races. They don't show up to the records.
But it's a Geoff 1 podcast, so is it
Exactly
shitty
right.
fans of you?
Exactly. So this episode is for the
Oh.
shittiest fans of me.
Got it.
Got it? Or we're all smiling
it's like
and
the
having a good
it's
time?
the people that don't watch the Headgum podcast. They don't watch Headgum sketches. They're tuning
Yeah.
in to the YouTube channel just to watch the Jake and Amir videos.
This episode is for fans of the pit wall who haven't heard the Headgum podcast.
No,
Uh-huh.
nobody.
It doesn't exist.
Actually, no. There might
Not
be.
a real person.
There genuinely might be someone. Someone did DM us like, "Who is this Geoff guy?"
Fair. Let's
It was
imagine.
me. It was me. I DM'd that.
Oh yeah, fair.
Can we imagine for a second a world where there's a Headgum sim?
Like a racing sim, but for
Yeah, what would
Headgum?
that be?
Well,
Marty's
racing
Tesla.
sim is just a simulator, right? So it's a simulation of a race.
Yeah.
this is a simulation of the goings on of Headgum, right? So let's say
if we played The Sims but made all of us characters.
well, less so The Sims and more like what is the racing sim called? What's the name of that game?
Oh, there's all sorts of games. The racing sim is a piece of equipment. It's a steering wheel and pedals that you plug into
The medals.
your gaming system or your
Got it.
gaming PC.
Got it. If it was a Headgum simulator, though, what would happen? It wouldn't be like The Sims, Marika, so don't say that again. But basically, it's like, if the company was simulated, how would things be different? How would things be the same? How do you think that might go? Let's simulate it for 5 years. What do you think happens? Pyle, are we looking at a sale? Are we selling to iHeartRadio? Are we selling to Shopify?
That'd be great.
Not a
I think we
typo,
should
by
do
the
it.
way.
Do those
Spotify.
exist?
Do what exists?
In 5 years?
In 5 years in this sim that we've created?
Yeah, how is iHeartRadio doing in 5 years in this?
This is a pretty expansive sim that it's also simulating
Yeah.
other companies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's open world. It's open
Yeah, I
concept.
guess.
It's an open floor plan.
It's like-
I thought you
well,
were
it's
gonna be
like-
like,
You
It's
know,
like
you
any
wake up in the morning, you'd have to decide what coffee shop of the 5 coffee shops around you on,
Exactly.
you know, in
Are
Silver Lake to go to.
Are
yeah,
you
who are
going
we,
to
Who are we
Intelligentsia?
playing?
Ourselves or not?
We're playing ourselves. We're not like
well, you know how
Marty.
that's the thing. Like NBA players will always be like you'll be doing like the press day, the media day that just happened earlier this week, where they're like, I gotta admit, I don't play as myself in 2K. I play as LeBron. So it's like if you were like, let's go down the line. If you were doing a Headgum sim, who would you want to play?
Is this just whose job do you want?
It's a little bit more complicated than that because it isn't a sim.
Well, I'd say if I'm playing this Headgum sim, the role to be is Marty because
Yeah.
you're making all the decisions for the track that the sim is gonna be on, right? It's
Do you want
it's
that?
like,
But the question is, do you want that authority? Do you want that responsibility?
like in the sim or in real life, do I want to be CEO of Headgum?
In the sim, but it's the
In the
stakes
sim,
are high.
sure.
In the sim,
Who
yeah,
cares?
sure. I will try
If it
all sorts of
Fucks
crazy
up, I'll
things.
reset it.
That's true. That's true.
But you're just on the phone all day talking to people.
That's what I was gonna say. I think
I
Well,
don't
in
know.
the sim, I would
I
automate
could make my
that
own
stuff.
track.
You
I
know,
could
it's like
decide
creating
if I'm
a
on the phone all day.
franchise in a sports
But if
video
you're not
game.
on the phone all day, wouldn't it fail?
that is the
Wait.
question, isn't it? And that's what the
No,
sim would answer.
That's not the question.
Basically,
I
in
mean,
the
if your job
sim.
was
Maybe none of us
content
understand how
creator,
a sim works.
I feel
No,
like that's
we
a
get
more
it.
exciting sim.
Well, here's the real
path.
question: are we not in a sim right now?
when
not.
we're playing the Headgum sim, are we also using pedals and a steering
Yes,
wheel?
of course.
Okay,
That's fun.
All right.
In that case, I do want to be Marty because he has the biggest car.
He has the biggest and bestest car, bestest
Yeah,
car.
He's the nicest car.
Yeah, yeah.
I might want to go Jake just because he gets the cash of Marty, but with an eighth of the work. Right? So, like, he gets to do the pit wall or not. He has, the Brooklyn townhouse. He has the, budget for a place upstate. And it's almost better, I would say, to have the budget for a place upstate than to have the place upstate. I think Pyle can speak to this.
Agreed. 100%. 100%.
Because you forget that,
You want the money.
Yeah, you don't want the slab
You don't wanna live
foundation
here.
with the massive crack in the
Yeah.
middle. You know what I mean? And because the
Yeah.
thing about slab foundation, Casey,
Yeah.
is that you can't get under there. There's no fucking crawl
Right.
space. So you're talking about tearing up flooring and having to seal it.
Yeah.
You're not talking about going underneath the fucking beams.
Yeah, man, you're preaching to the choir.
We all know.
I'm a basement guy for life.
What's that? What do
Crawl
you mean by
space.
that? Can you sorry, you have to be better rested if you're gonna say that sentence because you look like you haven't slept in a year.
I haven't slept in 3 years.
Your
I'm so
kid is like
exhausted.
5, right? Why is he still
just
keeping
turned
you up?
3.
He's so
I
much
don't think
younger
it's
than I
him
thought.
that's keeping me up. I think it's
The sim.
the stress of my life. Yeah, the sim. I'm not putting my character to sleep at all.
Yeah. Marika, who would you want to be in the sim? I
mean,
said Jake.
I'd also want to be Marty. But I don't understand, if I'm playing Marty in the sim, do I just have to do the things that Marty does every day? or can I make my own path for this Marty character and see what happens?
Yes.
Like, can I take the race? Do I have to take the racing line, or can I go off to the side?
Very good.
You're asking if you can let D die?
No, I would never. I would never.
And be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Is this a soundboard of
Wow.
things that we've said?
On
Yeah.
the pit wall, yeah. But this is the shit wall, so we're talking
This
about
is
the
the
Headgum
most
Sim.
work you've ever put into a show.
Yeah. She.
Perfect segue. I woke up in a new Bugatti, and some of these drivers woke up in various other kinds of sports cars. This is a segment I like to call DRS or repossess. Here we have some of
For
the
those listening who don't know what DRS is, it's drag reduction system. And
exactly
and
right.
happens
Otherwise
during
known
a
as
Formula
the
One
slipstream.
race. Exactly. Yes.
Kind of.
Sure.
Kind of.
So this is a two-part. This is kind of a two-pronged game. Rather, we're gonna get you. I'm showing you guys cars. You're gonna tell me which driver on the F1 grid this car belongs to, and then you're gonna say DRS or repossess. There's no wrong answers. It's just would you use this to drive in a slipstream, or would you like rather send this to a junkyard?
Specifically in a slipstream.
Behind who? Like,
So I'm driving
10,
this car
18-wheeler?
right behind somebody
Right
else.
behind Marty in the sim, but you're in real life. Does this all make sense?
Yeah, this is Charles's
Okay.
car.
Yeah, it's definitely Charles's car. It's
Yeah.
Ferrari. It's got the white and red
Black.
stripe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And are you DRSing or are you repossessing?
Absolutely
It's a
DRSing. But I can't drive.
multi-million-dollar
Can I drive
Ferrari.
in
I'll
the
just
sim?
keep it.
I didn't know that. What can
I
I,
think
ask
so.
you? So, Pyle, are you into cars? Can I ask?
Yeah, I'm into cars.
So, like, what makes this $1 million, but like a stock Lamborghini is like 200 grand?
Well, this is like a fully
The brand.
custom, like higher end Ferrari. Lamborghini only makes like 3 cars or 2
that true?
cars. I think so. At any given time,
Lamborghini is
they
the
make like
poor
2 or 3
man's
cars.
Ferrari.
Is that true? I don't know anything about these things. You know what I like? I like the like old Land Rover Defenders. If I had a dream car, it'd be that.
Yeah, those are cool cars.
Yeah, but those are like $100,000 restored.
Well, yeah, they are now.
So why is this $1 million?
It's made out of carbon fiber. It's probably got like a V12.
It's all under the
It's-
hood, man.
Yeah.
You know
How
what?
much
I'm
does
going to change
carbon
my answer for the
fiber
Headgum Sim.
cost per,
If I was in the
like,
Headgum Sim-
square inch?
I would be Pyle and then I would quit. And then I would leave the sim and go back to resuming my life. That way Pyle wouldn't be at the company anymore.
I'm confused.
So you're
Wait,
playing-
Yeah, I don't.
you would quit the game?
You're
You would just
playing as
quickly quit the
Pyle
game?
and you quit the game.
No, I would play as Pyle and I would quit the company. And then I would resume normal life. Pyle would
in the sim.
yes, as myself.
And you're still simulating after he quit the company.
Yeah, because then I can live in that reality for a minute.
Okay.
We've never talked about this. This is the worst
You just
time
want
to bring
my
it up.
life.
In a way. I mean, look
You
at
wanna
the
be
fucking,
me.
Look at the trim in your house, man. I mean, the olive tone.
So dark in here.
And you don't even mean just visually. You mean energetically. Here we go.
Yes, it's all bad.
DRS or repossess. And who do you think
Lance
this belongs
Stroll.
Gotta be Lance's.
Yeah.
to? You think this is Lance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to. I kind of love to break things to you guys. Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
Is this Fernando?
This is Max's
Wow.
What? Really?
because we forget that you don't.
That's right.
Like Red
there
Bull
is no
doesn't make
Red Bull
car.
car.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if you drove around in one of those Red Bull RAV4s.
Yeah, I was gonna
with-
say a Red Bull street team thing.
A Red Bull Flugtag, one of those planes that they make that they shoot into a
Yeah,
river.
yeah. But he just like flies it and lands it and parallel parks it wherever to get coffee.
Yeah.
DRS or repossess?
Really
I think
Repossess.
repossess. I don't like
Really?
Aston
I don't like
Martins.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like. I think that I would DRS over the Ferrari.
No. Oh,
There's something
God.
classier about this. I think.
There's something about this photo that makes it look like a Craigslist used car.
I get that. I get that for sure. I don't know though. I think that I think this.
This looks so much faster.
Yeah.
Faster? You'd have to. The only place you can drive this is like on Rodeo to get like a shitty lunch and have.
This looks fast. Can I see the other one? This looks like it's got like
I don't like
leather
it.
interior that's peeling because it's been in the sun for too long.
Yeah.
Apparently,
And
Max
do you think they
Verstappen has a
used- yeah.
road-approved version of James Bond's car in the film Spectre.
That's a DB5. That's also a really cool car.
DB11, actually.
This is the DB11 then.
Holy shit.
All right, here we go.
Well, he has like
He has,
I don't know, he has like 5 Aston
Moving
Martins,
on,
apparently.
DRS or repossess.
Well, that's a Red Bull racing car.
Is that Checo in that car?
in the car?
That's absolutely correct. He's in the passenger seat, by the way, but this is his car.
Is he really? That's
I
what
don't
he
think this is
drives.
his car.
According to the internet, this is Checo's car, and he doesn't even drive it. I mean,
He
I've
drives
never.
a Civic Type R.
Can we all agree Checo's a bottom? He's a sub.
Sure, yeah.
100%. He's never been
Yeah,
on.
he's definitely a
top.
wife guy.
Big wife guy. Repossessed.
Like-
Can we all
yeah,
just say
repossessed. I don't
100%.
like
Yeah,
Type
the
R.
colors are bad.
Yeah, I don't really like these boxy kind of cars.
Me either.
But this looks like it could take a corner really well.
But that's
I
that
thought
like
you were gonna say it could
VW
take a
Golf
hit really
nonsense
well.
where it's like car guys, their entry level's the Golf because it's like technically a good build, but it's just like the equivalent of like a Seiko SKX. Like it ultimately doesn't matter.
I mean,
It doesn't
Jeff, you
look good.
clearly know things about cars.
I don't know stuff about like this kind of car. Like I've never like looked into the Ferrari or like the McLaren of it all because it's like
Honestly, me neither, because I'm like, I can't afford these things. Why even bother?
it's
spend
beyond
my
that.
time
It's
learning
like
about-
even if I
Looked at
did
any
have
cars.
that much money, I wouldn't spend it on this, but I would spend it on like, say it with me now, an awesome car,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
DRS or repossess.
Repossess.
Yeah.
And I think you guys know whose car this is.
It's got to be
George
Lewis's.
George
That's
Russell.
George Russell's. I actually know what Lewis drives. I'm going to wonder if you get this one right.
Well,
Yeah.
Lewis has a whole fleet, so I don't know.
He does have multiple cars,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
wondering which one you're going to choose. I
It's
think I
not the
know.
one you think it is.
No?
McLaren.
Yeah, this is a bummer car.
It sucks.
I hate
Yeah,
It's
this
that
also
car.
sucks.
just-
Is it even an
in
AMG?
such a bad place.
It's not an AMG, and also it's a coupe with 2-door sedan, basically.
Oh,
Why this photo in like a parking structure of an
no,
office
this
building?
I think this setting is perfect for this car. The environment around it is what I feel like looking at it.
But it could like catfish you maybe in another location.
I think this is an AMG to his credit because I think it's a V8 on the side there.
Yeah, but it would
V8
say
by
AMG.
turbo. I think it says AMG on the front grille
Oh.
and the rims.
All right.
And it's got the carbon fire. Ooh,
DRS
What
or
is
repossess?
Oh, no,
I
yeah.
hate this.
You know, both. Look,
This is a Batman car.
I'll take any
Yeah.
Ferrari.
I don't even know what model
Carlos,
Ferrari
I
this
think-
is.
yeah, I was
This is
gonna
such
say
a
it's
weird
Carlos.
hood treatment. I don't think that's like not standard, is it?
I don't know.
No, this is Batman's car for sure.
This is
Yeah.
Science's car for sure.
And
Yeah.
he's
Carlos.
Well, what's the
Batman.
difference?
Yeah.
I like how nobody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. For
It's
sure.
At all.
It's the shit wall. All right. Jesus.
I would DRS.
Like, who
I'm not
are
going to
these
repossess
people?
this car because ideally I would be in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Married to Signs.
Right.
Got it.
Why are we doing this on the Headgum podcast? This is we could have done this as just a regular pit wall episode. This is good.
If it's good, then they will come, right? Basically, I'm trying to do like this is a segment we would do on the pit wall, but this is expanding the audience to be like, hey, Headgum Podcast audience, you should listen to the fucking
Yeah.
pit wall.
All
All right, can we talk about Carlos Sainz again for 1 second?
Yeah,
Nope.
I would love to.
It's an 812 Competizione.
Oh.
And you know what it's replacing? I think Marika, you know this.
Marika.
Wait.
He used to drive a Golf, just like
Oh,
yours
wow.
truly.
Wow.
I didn't know it.
All right. DRS.
There's a
or
video
repossess?
where they go around the like driver's briefing and they ask everybody what they drive, and people
Oh
are like,
yeah, I have seen.
"Oh, I drive a
DRS
McLaren." And
or repossess. This
DRS.
is Lando's.
McLarens are stupid.
Really?
except for the actual McLaren F1 car, which is the best car ever made.
I kind of like McLaren's designs more than Ferrari's.
I don't like how
I like
short
that. I
the
like
hood
this.
is.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
This to me looks like a modern version of like a fucking what's the Back to the Future car?
The DeLorean.
DeLorean. Like if
I
this was
like-
in steel.
I don't even think this has gull wing doors. How can it be the DeLorean?
Fuck you
I like
guys.
this color. This is
color's great.
It's like a creamier color than
It matches
McLaren's
your entire
usually are.
energy because it matches like you have the wood that matches the leather sofa, you have the waltz hat that kind of matches that, you have the hair, and then you have the car.
You know what I like about these cars?
If
If you ever see them in real life, they come up to like your hip.
yeah,
They are so small. It's so
you got to
cool.
feel the road, man.
Yeah.
yeah, you got to feel the rush of the road.
Of course.
So we're saying repossess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would say DRS, but that's fine. DRS or repossess.
It's got to be Lewis's.
Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
This is his daily driver though. He does have that purple gull wing.
Yeah, for
one
a
that
daily
you were
driver,
talking
I would DRS.
Yeah. It looks sturdy.
In his GQ interview, I believe he drove around a smart car.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's funny.
What a guy.
What GQ interview was this?
It was a couple years ago after he lost to Max at the
Was
end
it like
of the season.
was it like a video?
No, it was not a video.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say repossess. This is like a soccer mom car, and I'm not about it.
No, I like it.
Got to get the G Wagon. I don't know why you would get
What about the E-Wagon?
Mid-range
care about the environment?
looking. Okay.
Pyle hates me. DRS or repossess?
Oh,
I would
DRS. This is an awesome
repossess.
car.
I would repossess his ugly
Repossess.
son.
What is this?
DRS. This
Roger
is a
Rabbit's greatest villains car?
fucking- Oh.
What is this?
It's an SL, right?
Is this Fernando's?
This is Ocon's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is Ocon's car. I could
That's
tell.
upsetting.
Could smell it.
Who else is driving a Type R Civic? Stop.
Max
Yuki.
Verstappen.
It's Yuki.
Yeah.
Is this Yuki's
Okay.
car?
This is Yuki's actual car. DRS or
That
repossess?
totally works for me.
Repossess.
But yes, repossess.
Repossess.
Repossess, yeah.
All right, and last one.
Love it for Yuki.
This is Piles. DRS or repossess?
Well, it's Ferrari colors, so I imagine the engine must be real nice.
It's good. I wish I had a tractor so bad.
That'd be really cool.
Are you a millennial who misses what life was like in the 2000s? Have you had a hard time finding new or curated music? Are you interested in multiple perspectives on relationships, dating, and otherwise, and are looking for hosts that offer a non-male bashing perspective, but also hold both sexes accountable? Then you're gonna love See the Thing Is, a podcast hosted by Grammy Award-winning R&B artist Bridget Kelly and media personality and podcast trailblazer Mandy B. Twice a week, Bridget and Mandy have nostalgic conversations in their grown segments, political pop culture conversations in their honest segments, and relationship hot take conversations in the slightly toxic segment. The opinions on the show are real and brought to you by the genuine connections that the ladies have with their guests, who they like to call their friends with benefits. Each week, you'll leave with some new music recommendations or a curated playlist that you didn't even know you needed in their freshly squeezed music segment. Most recently, the ladies have sat down with Ari Lennox, Neo, Mooney Long, and Chloe Bailey. Follow and subscribe to See the Thing Is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or on YouTube. New audio episodes drop every Tuesday and Friday, and visual episodes are available on YouTube Wednesdays and Saturdays. Check it out. This show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Guys, sometimes you don't know what's good for you, right? Do you ever feel like your brain is getting in the way of really honing in on the things that are going to feed your spirit and, you know, your highest good? Like, you know what you should do, what's good for you, but you just can't bring yourself to do it. Well, therapy helps you figure out what's holding you back so that you can work for yourself instead of against yourself. I'm in therapy every week, and this specific thing is something that I really try to hone in on every week. What is serving my highest good? What are the things that are like bringing me joy, and getting me wise? So if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, start with BetterHelp. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/what's that today to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/what's that. Thanks, BetterHelp.
I mean, for the people listening at home, those were a bunch of cars that we just looked at that you couldn't
we just
see,
looked at a
that we
bunch
didn't
of photos
describe.
of cars.
Yeah.
Just luxury cars, looking at photos of luxury cars like we're in middle school.
Yeah, talking about a bunch of people you definitely don't care about. I'm watching qualifying as we record this.
Oh, I haven't watched yet.
We're into Q2. So, any guesses on what happened in Q1?
I'm going to go with Logan Sargent is not in Q2.
Correct.
Yeah.
There were no upsets in Q1. Everyone who is not in Q2, you would expect
It's
to not
classic.
be in Q2.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Was that me?
It's like, I have to do something else, and I started putting together my new vacuum.
You went through the trouble of sampling.
Yeah, you clipped that.
And then
Okay, that is me.
Okay. Here is a segment stolen from the pit wall, basically, but we're going to once again adjust it for the Headgum as a company. Every week when we're talking about the race, we basically go from bottom to top of the...
and be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
I hate that. I hate this one.
so much.
I hate this one.
Please don't ever do that again.
Oh, God.
Whoever's on the show goes bottom to top in the Constructors' Championship and talks about how that team...
No, we do.
No, it's per race.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is per race. But it is by points that they receive in the championship. You're both kind of right.
But by team was my point.
Marika is definitely right. Geoff, you're kind of right.
Thank you. So I thought that we could basically go from bottom to top of who's good at Headgum, right? And this is in chronological order of my personal rankings, and just say how many points we think they should get this week on the shit wall. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay,
Like
so
their performance this week at the company we're rating right now.
in a way, basically it's, who did the best, or sorry, who did the worst to best at the company
And
this week?
is it by teams?
I wanted to do by teams. I really did. I don't know the difference between the sales team and the partnership team, and I don't know who's on it or not. So basically, I tried to do it by team. We're going to have to do it by drivers or by individuals. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Let's start at the very bottom with Peter. Radio silence from Peter in the Slacks. I don't know what he does at the company, right? So we're going to end with him. Start with him, rather. What do we have to say about his performance this week? Is he on the tech team?
Yes.
Okay, so Kyle, why don't you speak on it?
He's doing great.
Okay.
He also
Yeah,
is
look.
in a fully different time zone than all of us, so
Yeah.
I don't-
Where does
I
he
don't-
live?
He just moved to France.
What?
Whoa, really?
When?
yeah. Some say he brought the bed bugs to Paris.
Is that a known are there bed bugs in Paris?
Oh
It's an
yeah,
epidemic, yeah.
It's a bad
Really?
situation. Yeah.
Look, I don't know what Peter does day to day, and I don't hear from him day to day, but whatever he's doing, I'm sure it's great. I've always thought that about that guy.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right, moving up one rung. We're gonna have to hit him with Michelle. Sales team or
No.
partnerships? Ad ops.
Nope, yeah.
What the fuck is the difference? She works on Gumball or what? Mostly I'm
That's
talking
the
about
job
people
that I
who
had when I
haven't
started at this company.
fucking said jack shit in the Slack. How am I supposed to know
He's
that they're doing their
becoming
job?
more Headgum show Geoff now.
Yeah.
We've turned the corner. For a while, he was like trying to be Pitwall Jeff, and now he's like becoming.
I didn't hear anything from Michelle this week. So how am I supposed to know that she did her job?
Well,
I saw her in the
does her
office.
job.
I saw
She's
her in the
busy.
office, so I know she did her job.
Yeah, well, I wasn't
No,
in
I
the
chat
office
with her
and I did
every
my
day.
job.
Yeah.
What is your job?
We don't know if that's true, Jeff. We never know if
A
that's
Headgum podcast came out today. And-
Kind of.
A sketch is being shot today at noon because I wrote it
Yeah.
in script format.
Yeah.
And
And you
But,
did try to schedule, you did say that you were available all day to record this podcast. And I looked at the calendar, saw the sketch shoot, and was like, I'm going to suggest the morning.
yeah.
Yeah. And also, to be clear, I did have to ping you about uploading the video podcast. And I also had to edit the ad markers on Art 19 because you fucked those up. So.
All right, 0 points for
Art
Jeff.
19.
Is
No.
clear.
I don't upload the audio episode. That was Grace Harper. So you can't pin that shit on me. Pin that on Grace. But you never do. Nobody ever fucking says that Grace does anything wrong. Shout out Grace, by the way, because she will be
Actually, she
editing
did a
this.
great job because she did
No.
upload it.
You
to
can't
Art
say
19.
Grace did a great job. You can't say Grace did a great job because you know it's Grace. Because actually, I would have done a great job
So
if you
Jeff
thought it
gets
was
0
me.
points this week. Actually, Jeff DNF.
0 points. DNF for Jeff.
Yeah. But
And
Michelle,
the
5 point
Michelle's
penalty next
doing great.
race.
This sucks. This
Start
sucks.
from the
I'm
little
piss
bitch of the
starting from the
day.
shit wall.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
no, we're ending with that shit. Okay, moving on. I haven't heard from Ryan in a minute.
All the people I talk to, you're like, what are they doing?
yeah, you're calling out the VPs of the company.
Can I ask you this? Why are all these people moving to France, moving to the Hamptons? I want to move to those places.
Doesn't
but
live in the
instead-
Hamptons,
Yeah, he doesn't live in
and
the
he's whatever. This sucks.
This sucks.
He's in Dallas. He was at Vid Summit this week.
What's Vid Summit?
I don't know.
Fuck this. Let's go rapid fire. All right. This is truly my ranking of who I think does a good job at the company this week. All right. Moving on. We'll just say good job or bad job or something, or how many points we should afford them. Gianna,
On vacation this week, but great job.
0 points. DNF. Pyle,
DNS.
Yeah, it didn't start.
DNS, DNF. Narissa,
Great job.
Brad,
Great job.
Yeah, great
Also
job.
on vacation.
Cohen.
Thumbs up. Great
Is the
job.
entire fucking company on vacation? The
Kind
podcast
of.
principal, or the fucking the team principal, Marty should be fired for that. I know that we want to have this like hip startup environment, but it's like if you don't stay on people, nothing gets done.
Stay on people. What do you want?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What are you asking for right now?
No vacation days.
Save it for the sim, man.
No vacation days. Let's just go all the way up to like who I consider to be like the Red Bulls of the fucking company. Let's go Allie and me.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Allie
Allie's
for
Max
sure.
Verstappen.
Yeah.
And I'm Checo. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'll be fucking.
You're Alex Albon, man. You were
Not
Red Bull
even.
and now you're Williams.
And my kid sat on my lap and watched like the first lap with me, which is always fun because if there's going to be any
Good
crashing,
lap.
it's a good lap. So
Why sample that one?
Oh my God.
Now we're gonna move on to the cool down room, which I think should be a staple in the pit wall, and it's not. This is actually my pitch for a fucking segment.
Well, the
yeah,
Cool
we
Down
need
Room's
more
The Max
segments.
Verstappen podcast.
We spend like an hour and 20 minutes talking about the race, and then it's like, okay, let's do
That's
5
my
quick
note
segments.
for the pit wall. We're about to wrap things up. It's only been 35 minutes almost. The pit wall's too long.
It's way too long.
It's
Yeah,
way
we
too
all
long.
know.
We all know that.
We all know, but we're passionate about the topic.
Every episode we say we has to move on
Yeah, we really try.
throughout the episode because we really do. And yet there's it's always surprising how much there is to talk about.
For sure, for sure. The cool down room.
Wait, sorry. So we
what?
just you just did a ranking of coworkers based on the people that you don't talk to, and then said you and Allie are the top two. and nobody else.
This is just based on this week's performance, this week's race.
This week, Geoff did record the pit wall,
Misty.
which is a near impossible task for him to do.
Wasn't that last week?
I think that was last week.
Okay.
That was Friday.
Before this week.
Interesting.
It came
Right.
out this week.
Yeah.
No, I'll take that though, because last week we recorded 2 episodes and Geoff was on both.
That's true. Thank you.
So I'll give him the points. Enjoy the points, Geoff.
Wonderful.
Enjoy the points. Yeah, I mean,
Red Bull,
I would
though, I don't know about that.
yeah, probably not.
Well, I mean, do you guys have anything to add then? Are you saying you don't want to move
I
on
think you're-
past the constructors
No, I
standings?
think
I thought
you're-
we've moved on.
Yeah.
We did, but Marika was like, hang on a minute. What just happened? Erica, gone. She's the fucking, what's his name? The guy who got shit canned in favor of Daniel Ricciardo? Because guess who came back to the company? Who I want back? Komite. Let's get Mike back on the fucking network.
You want Mike to do Erica's job?
Mike is my Ricardo, right? He's my favorite and I want him back in the game. I don't care if it's in Casey's shoes, because that's kind of who he would replace, but I want to keep Casey. I want to keep Checo. Let's fucking get Mike Komite in the game and Erica's chair in her seat. Pile, what?
Nothing.
Honestly, I think if I could speak
I'm nervous.
candidly,
Carlos is in the bottom 5 right now.
I think Erica's got one of the worst seats in the office.
How so? Because she
Layout.
works from
Yeah,
home in the
physically
valley?
layout. Yeah.
She's closest to the bathroom, closest to the kitchen. A lot of
Those are
foot
the two
traffic.
necessities during the day. What do you
Yeah,
mean
but
worse?
everybody is like walking
Behind her,
every
yeah.
day,
Definitely,
like-
definitely.
And she could choose her seat.
Yeah. I mean, I think none of the seats in that office are good. I'm going to be real.
So every seat in the LA office is
I
like a
don't-
seat at Williams?
Kind of.
And then what about, and then let's, because these are the 3 main offices. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. This is also what I'm like, because I feel like this show has gotten so far away from what it began as. And we talk about that all the
No.
time.
We do, and you're always wrong, but continue.
My whole thing is that I want it to be talking more about the goings on of the network. I want it to be
You
less
said every
gash cab,
episode.
and I want it to be more like, let's hash out the fucking inner workings, right?
I
So-
just
So you just
explained
tried to
where
rhyme.
Erica sits in the office.
Yeah, it's the most inner working.
Right. So I'm no,
What
but
are
what
you
I'm
going to
trying
say
to say
about the quote unquote 3 offices we have?
basically, there's 3 offices. There's the LA office on Sunset Boulevard. There's the New York office in Goop's old offices. And then there's Pyle's home office, which has recently changed. Let's get that address.
You don't know it? I think I sent you this listing.
This
also
listing. Don't
Goop.
I got
call
ahead
your
of it.
house a listing, because if you're not going to make your house a home, then your home is the one that I must own. Give it here.
Is this the cool down room?
The cool down room could be anything we want, just like in F1. They talk
it's a
about
wax
whatever they
room.
want. It's a wax portion, exactly right.
Cool down,
Yeah, but
they
they're
have,
usually
like, a
watching
video.
highlights of what they just did.
Yeah.
Okay, I have Pyle's address. It's 124 Eden Knoll, Rhinebeck, New York, 12572.
It's not even it.
You're right. That's Steen Valetti.
You just doxed a random person.
Billionaire. Yeah, I don't
my
fucking
neighborhood.
care.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Steen Valetti was a Rockefeller-built estate that's now owned by some tech billionaire. It's like so fucking vast. And the cars on the grid are so fucking
Fast.
nice.
It's like, I have to do something else, and I started putting
Why?
together my new vacuum.
Why?
How do you guys think that the ship all went? I think we should do this again sometime. Is that fair to say? What do
I
you guys
think it
think? I think we
went-
might
It's
do it
good.
again.
I don't think anybody's
I thought
gonna
it was
like
good.
this
I just think we
episode.
might do it again sometime. Does that make sense? What do you guys think?
Carlos is out. Carlos is out.
Jesus Christ. That was the loudest one I've ever heard.
I think it was fine
when you
in the
like a
beginning.
podcast, you have to take it, adapt it to what you can do on your own show.
Are
You
crying?
like our podcast?
Yes.
Wow.
That's really nice.
It doesn't show by the amount of times that you show up to the recordings.
Yeah.
That's true.
And the number of
I
times
thought-
where you pick a time to record and don't show up.
Mhm. I thought this went okay. I do kind of feel confused by your sudden desire to work on marketing the pit wall in a way that is not useful at all. But I guess I appreciate the effort and
Don't
the
say
assist.
it's not useful at
Well,
all.
it's
You don't know
not.
how many people are going to start listening to the Pit Wall because of this. It might be
It's not
5, but
useful.
that's something.
You know,
They're going
I
to
think
start listening at what is arguably the most boring part of the most boring season in recent memory. So
Yeah.
because it's already been decided, basically.
No, but
Yeah,
hey,
it's all over.
whoa, hey, but we're gonna have a bunch of great guests
We
for the
are.
first
Oh,
time
that's
ever.
true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's
Riley's
true.
going to be on Tuesday's episode that I think comes out next Wednesday or
Wednesday.
some shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
but this what we're doing right now doesn't come out today, right?
Correct.
No, this comes out next Friday.
next week.
Okay, so
So that
Riley's
was
After
episode
Riley's
is
already
already
been
out.
on it. Yeah.
Yes.
Listen
Okay,
to
so
the
it's
most
been out.
recent
Listen to the
episode
most recent
of the
episode.
Wall
Riley
Riley's,
undercut
yeah.
this episode.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because if there's one
Wonderful.
thing about this show is that everyone loves Riley. So if you love Riley, go listen to that episode of The Pit Wall.
Yeah. And if you love me, I'm also on the Pit Wall.
Well, and
Sometimes.
also
Are you
it's
going
a
to be
great
on next week with
opportunity-
Riley?
Yeah,
You haven't
you have an
confirmed.
RSVP.
Oh, I'm there.
Mm,
That means nothing.
yeah, I don't think you are. But hey, look, if you are like, I don't know anything about Formula One, I don't know what anyone just talked about for the last hour of this show, which honestly is nothing new because it's kind of unintelligible on its best day. You can listen to Riley's episode of The Pit Wall and be in her shoes because she doesn't
Yeah,
know anything about Formula
she
One. She's
doesn't know
watching it for the
anything.
first
She's gonna
time.
watch
What
the
the
first
fuck
time.
are you talking about?
Keep that one, delete all the other
Where do I find
ones.
like?
Where
Is
you,
it on
where
this
you find the
podcast?
podcast?
Okay, keep going too.
Apple
Plugs.
Pod, yes.
Actually, no, sorry.
Not
Before we do
Stitcher
that,
anymore, 'cause
before
that-
we do that, let's wrap up the adaptation of the Pit Wall into the Shit Wall.
Nice.
Would you say that this week at Headgum was a push or a box?
Give it a box.
Okay.
Hmm.
Why?
Uh,
You usually have to give an explanation.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there are a lot of people out.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like got a lot of dumb emails.
Stop. I hate this so much.
That one's so bad.
What's
it
the
sounds like,
dumbest
hate it.
email?
it sounds like we're listening to Pyle being waterboarded.
That's what that episode sounded like too, by the way. The whole thing, not even just that moment.
That's what it felt
What's
like.
the dumbest email I got?
Yeah.
It
Or
was
Slack
about
or text.
billing stuff.
Got it.
I'll give it a push. I kind of like it when
was
not
so-
everyone is here. So I kind of don't have to be in as many Zoom calls, which is nice.
That is nice.
I'll give it a push. I can't speak for the whole company. I really don't know really what's happening outside of production all that well.
And you never
Um,
need to. That's the seamless
Well, production never stops. That's the thing that people don't understand about
Yeah.
production is it
Speak
never
on it.
stops.
Speak
You
on it.
have
Never
it
stops.
keeps going. There's a holiday this week. Guess what? The episode still goes out.
Definitely.
It's New Year's. Guess what? The episode still goes out.
Totally.
It never stops. And this was a push this week.
Definitely. I'm going to say box. I don't like the episode of the Headgum Podcast that came out this week.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah.
And there's just been, I don't know, it's just been an off week, I feel.
Why don't you like it? Who's on
it? It was me,
Was this
Brad,
Will's
Amir,
debut?
Will. No, Will's second time being on. It wasn't bad. There were some laugh out loud moments for sure, but I just didn't like it. Just wasn't a great one. Sometimes we have hits, you know? I feel like every month there's one hit, and I feel like that's a good ratio enough. Ideally, there'd be 2 next year. Maybe next year we'll go for 2 per month.
Yeah.
But
So you you know what goes into making a good podcast and you choose not to do it?
no, honestly, the issue, and this is real, and maybe this disqualifies me from being a host, but I'm like, I don't know what goes into a good episode because I've said this already, but I'm like, sometimes I really prepare and I'm like, this is going to be great. And it just isn't. And then other times I'm like, this is going to be a fucking disaster and it's a hit.
I'll tell you why when you prepare and you think it's going to be great and it isn't. I'll tell you exactly why it isn't. It's because we don't know if you're going to like pull a knife or a gun on us.
Yes.
We started this episode and I was like, is he going to...
I thought it was going to be one of the...
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be one of the episodes where we had to listen to the entire podcast and comment on it, which
I don't think I'm going to ever do that again.
That makes a bad episode.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, right?
That, so there's that.
This show started out with like no listeners, just like any show. But it was like we had the freedom to fuck up, and now I feel like there's this pressure to not fuck up. Because we're booking ad packages out the wazoo for stuff like See the Thing Is, a Meninist podcast for the road/ages. By the way, I get brand vetted requests all the time for things that I'm like, why would I say no to that? And then I have to start reading these podcast ads for See the Thing Is, where it's like, want to hear a show that doesn't bash men and only hears from the two genders that exist? I'm just like, yeah.
No.
That's copy you're reading?
Yes, basically. I mean, it's not that bad, but that's the essence of it. And I'm like, this should have been vetted. Anyway,
I have a pitch
shout
for
out
this
the ad
show.
sales team. And you know what? That might have to push. I love Alex, but she might have to be the Williams of the week. Anyway, actually, no, I can't say that.
You can't say that.
So here's the end segment of this fucking thing. Push, box, we all just did that. Now it's, God damn it.
No, we're not calling. No,
not people.
Okay.
Well, it can be if you want. Basically, we give out 2 awards to racers, to drivers. There's Hottie of the Week, and then there's Little Bitch of the Day. So let's
On the pit wall, we do that, yeah.
on the pit wall. So now on the shit wall, let's do that for the people at the company. Hottie of the Week, I'm going to have to give to me because I thought this was a fun little crossover episode. It was kind of like That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana vibes.
Nice. I wish.
Awful.
Do you remember the last time you asked us all to be on the Headgum Podcast because you asked specifically for the pit wall crew and we hadn't recorded an episode of the pit wall yet and we needed to, and my plan was to just do the pit wall during the Headgum Podcast?
I remember
Do you
this.
remember that?
It rings a bell for sure.
Yeah, and then you're doing that now today.
Correct.
Yeah, I believe that was called Worst Episode Ever, Volume 4.
Hey, here you go, Pyle.
5, actually.
Pyle, you might
5?
be my hottie of the day, actually, because this is the first time you've been on the show in a while that it hasn't been worst episode ever.
Well, you haven't named it yet.
No, this is going to be the shit wall. I have named
Oh, okay, great.
it. Baby steps.
Much better.
No.
And then
All right, hottie of the week. I'm giving it to me for coming up with this idea. Y'all go. Who are your hotties of the week? Usually it's because these drivers are like dimes, but let's just fucking figure this shit out.
My hottie of the week is Marty.
Why?
He hasn't been in the office all week. His car is really loud, and he parks it right next to the studio.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wait, why does that make him the hottie?
Because he wasn't here,
Wasn't here,
and the
Oh.
car wasn't making all that
Casey's life
noise
better.
while we're recording podcasts in the podcast recording studio.
Definitely.
Yeah. My hottie of the week is going to be probably the snacks that we bought for the New York studio this week.
What do you got?
Trader
over there?
Joe's. We went to Trader Joe's.
That's like you said that like he
Well,
went to Jared.
what do you have? Like
We
little
got-
peanut butter
We got
cups?
the elote dippers. We've got little peanut butter cups for sure. They're in the fridge. That's where we keep them.
Oh, yeah.
We got spiced apple cider.
I really like this energy from Casey of him exhaustedly being like, "What do you have?" It's like kids.
No, I'm
at
curious
show
what
and
they have in
tell.
the New York office, because what we have in the LA office is
It's
fruit
so
snacks.
bad. It's so bad at the
Fruit
LA office.
snacks
multiple
and
types
salt
of fruit
that you put in
snacks.
your water.
Yeah.
What?
Salt
Like
that you
almonds?
put
You
in your
heard the
water.
man.
Yeah, you heard him.
I put
exactly
some salt
right.
in my water yesterday that was watermelon flavored. I was like, this kind of tastes like
that
watermelon,
Element?
but it tastes like I'm drinking a glass full of salt water.
Yeah,
Correct.
That's Element. I like Element.
It's an appetite suppressant because we can't afford the snacks.
We got chips. We got like pirate's booty. We got lots of like little trail mix packets.
This sounds great. I
Um,
wish I had a snack.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
got this
I fucking wish, man.
crazy. We got
I
these
wish, man.
crazy like peanut butter jelly dippers that Will requested from Trader Joe's.
What does he do? He just moved to New York and he's fucking dominating the place.
Well, not. I mean, it was like
Oh,
one
not
item
really.
that he
Yes,
asked
really.
for.
Really?
Yeah.
And my kid sat on my lap and watched like the first lap with me, which is always fun because if there's going to be any
Good
crashing,
lap.
it's a good lap. So
It's a good lap.
Good lap.
I thought that was a wholesome moment, and you're turning it into something else. I don't know what. I don't like it.
It's not sexual or anything. It's just that
It's
you
just
one was
weird
saying
sounding.
that.
I hate to.
threatening.
No one was saying that.
No, but to me it's funny
and
because
my
it's just
kid sat on my lap and watched like
What?
the first lap,
The way how many times I say
Why?
lap.
which is always fun because if there's going to be any
Good
crashing, it's a good lap. So
6
Great.
laps.
Casey,
Say a
you
lot of
want to
laps.
20
direct, write and direct an episode. What do you mean by that?
I don't really know yet, but I think it'd
Okay.
be fun.
We'll talk.
Great.
Right.
My little bitch of the day is going to be
Thank you.
RSS feeds.
Why is that?
They're
Oh,
just
brother.
causing me problems.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, brother.
We gotta find a better way.
Amen, brother.
Thanks.
Okay. Little bitch of the day. Pile.
You.
Me. What's that?
You.
Why?
For doing this to us.
I'll take it.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
You'll take any award anyone's willing to give you, huh?
Exactly right. As long as I'm being thought of, I'm
Yeah.
relevant. Mine is gonna be I had an answer for this. I think it's gonna be Oh, you know who it is? And I hate to do this, but it's gonna be Katie. Because
Can't wait for this.
I've been trying to force the issue on a Headgum Podcast live show.
No, don't even
It's been
start. Don't even
2
start.
months. No,
we
it's
have been waiting for
No.
you to
This is
respond
crazy.
to a Slack.
No,
This is
you
crazy.
haven't. No,
bumped
you have
Katie.
not.
Crazy.
You bumped Katie in a private
No.
chat, and she
No,
just
no, 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 no,
redirected
no,
you
no,
to
no,
the
no.
chat that we started with you to approve a bunch of
No,
venues.
no. I approved it 4 weeks ago.
No.
Why did you did not need me to be like, these venues are great. I said they were great like weeks ago.
No, I
That's
heard.
a red herring for the fucking reason why nobody's reached out. Nobody needed to wait for me to say, yeah, these 30 venues are good. All I've been saying for months is that I want to do a Headgum Podcast live show. That's bullshit. And also, that's such a casual thing. Allie said on Monday, September 25th, let me know if there are any others you'd like me to add and we can begin reaching out to check avails. I'm like, you don't need me to say, there's already 40 venues. You don't need me to be like, can you add TDI?
Generally, when someone is like, let me know, they do need you to say something.
No.
So that they can go forward.
No, I'm going to start reaching out and let me know if there are any that you need me to add. There's no reason you need me to sign off on these 30 venues to start reaching out. So everyone in that Slack that goes, well, not Anya. Anya's been really trying to make it happen. Allie, Katie, and
kidding
Marika are
me?
the little bitches of the day.
Insane.
Absolutely fuck off.
Absolutely. Yeah, fuck off. I doubled down on my Geoff being little bitch of the day.
Yeah, I'm actually changing mine. RSS feeds are good in comparison to Geoff.
Honestly, the out of context Headgum Podcast Twitter has been kind of dying out with the death of X. but I feel like that would be a pull quote is RSS feeds are nothing compared to Geoff. Anyway, we do have to get the fuck out of here. Hey, Pyle, where do I
find, like,
Where
is
do
it on
you
this
find
podcast?
a podcast?
Great question, Pyle.
Thank you.
Spotify, Apple.
Apple Podcast.
Spotify,
not
Apple.
Stitcher anymore because that
Rate us
dead.
5 stars.
Yep.
Rate us
And
5
then,
stars.
sorry, before everybody else does their plugs, let's listen very closely to what Marika says right here.
Where do I find, like,
Where
is
do
it on
you
this
find a
podcast?
podcast?
Spotify, Apple.
Apple Podcast. Not Stitcher anymore. 'cause
Apple
that was dead.
Podgist.
Okay.
All right.
She was saying Apple Podcasts and then
But
cut
she
it
said
off and said
Podgist.
just.
Yeah.
So
And
I thought that was kind of interesting.
You're reaching. You are reaching.
Plugs. At Jeffrey James on Instagram. Riley and I have a Patreon that I haven't plugged in like a year, but it's patreon.com/Riley and Geoff. And I think we're going to start adding a new perk there. So stay tuned.
I don't think I've ever seen a podcast host say plugs and immediately plug their own stuff. Like immediately after saying plug.
And be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
listen to the Pit Wall, a Formula One podcast for casual fans, hosted by Casey and kind of me and Pyle's there.
No, me and
a lot of the
Marika have
time.
done every episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these two guys have done a bunch of episodes. And Jake has done the least amount of episodes, but he had a kid.
Yeah. Follow me at Marika Elon on every possible social media platform, but particularly Letterboxd. Really want to get to 1,000. I'm like 30 away. Let's go.
Jesus.
Tired of begging. It's not that hard to follow someone on Letterboxd.
I follow Marika on Letterboxd.
Yeah, that's true.
What
Thanks,
happens
guys.
when you get to 1,000?
What happens when I get to 1,000? Then I'll
She
start.
gets invited to a screening of Killers of the Flower Moon.
Wow, what an honor.
Seriously?
No. No, I just want the fame and I want the glory.
What about the guts?
Who cares? Follow the Pit Wall on Instagram and TikTok.
At Pitwall Pod.
Can we do a live streamed watch along of a race? I feel like
We've
people-
talked about
I've got all sorts of ideas.
Yeah.
Cool. Pyle, what do you got?
I don't need to plug anything. I'm good.
You don't want to plug your address?
Nope.
You sure?
Yep.
His address is gumball.fm.
That's right.
I thought it was.
Fuck you.
Wonderful.
And we'll see. Did everybody get their plugs in? Casey?
Casey.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at Casey Donahue. I don't post on X anymore. Threads ain't it. I'll never join Blue Sky. I'm on Letterboxd, but I haven't been using it all that much recently. I kind of got overwhelmed with. I was trying to log every single movie I watch, and then I kind of got tired of doing that. So I only really log the new movies that I go see in the theater. But I do go see a lot of like repertory theaters. There's a lot in LA, and I like to go to those screenings. And I don't really log those on Letterboxd, but I think I
can
might
always
start
log 'em
using it to
with just the dates.
I think I might just start logging only things I watch in the
And be
movie
like,
theater.
what the
So
fuck are you talking about?
That's what how I started using it. I didn't log things I watched at home, but then during the pandemic, I switched. And I made a rule that I have to review every movie with a star rating for myself.
Oh,
I don't know why.
I hate doing the stars. It's a personal thing. I don't want to give any movie a star rating. Because I will give a movie a star rating, and then I'll like look at that rating years later and go like, I don't agree. 3 stars. This is a 5-star movie. What was I thinking? You know.
And then sometimes I change mine. It's all subjective.
I
Yeah.
might change my little bitch of the day to y'all for dragging this whole plot.
That's fine.
Too long.
Because ultimately you're overruled by how
Really?
many of us chose
Yeah,
you.
it's you.
That was a Headgum original.